Good morning, everyone. You are among the devoted in the earth. To come out on a day like this, to go involve yourself in awakening your spiritual awareness is a testimony to your devotion. And so, is there anybody here from another Unity Church? Anybody where? From another Unity Church? Raise your hand. If you are here for the first time, raise your hand. Okay, is anybody here? You keep your hand up if you, oh, we've got a gift for you. All right. Hey. All I can say is you did the right thing, turning out regardless of the weather, to come here this morning because you are going to be inspired by the talk that Syntysche is going to share with you. Look forward to it.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder. Did anyone here make it in today in a rear wheel only drive car? Doesn't look like it. I was going to say, you're the toughest person ever. But thank you all for joining us here in house, and thank you for joining us online as well. We got a few events coming up here at Unity of Boulder. Not starting today, it started 2 Sundays ago, but today we are having once again our open source spirituality meetup group, and that's our group for ages 18 to 25. It's going to meet at 12:30 today, right inside the bookstore. There's a little office in there. The group that met 2 weeks ago had a wonderful time and was really looking forward to having it more often. So if you are 18 to 25 and are looking for a group or know someone else, you don't even have to necessarily go to Unity. It's just a group that's going to hang out, go do fun things, and just hang out with people their own age and get to know new people at this time of life where everything is kind of new and you're just trying to figure it all out. Next up, we have a new member presentation, which will be Sunday, February 9th. You don't have to sign up for it. It will be from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And what this is it explains what it means to be a real member of Unity of Boulder, and all the amazing things that come along with that. And following that, the following Sunday, we're going to do a new member presentation for anyone who had attended that and would like to be an official member. So definitely check that out, Sunday, February 9th. We are starting Friday, February 7th, so not this coming Friday, but the following Friday, we are going to start a Kundalini yoga class here in Fellowship Hall, and that is going to be taught by Rigpa LaJoy. And she has studied and practiced Kundalini Yoga for over 22 years and has lived here in Boulder for almost 50 years. The normal price for it will be $20 to drop in or $15 for seniors. But the first time will just be $10 to try it out. So please come check that out. Bring your own mat or sheepskin. And starting next Sunday, we're going to do this on the first Sunday of every month. Between first service and second service at 10:15, we are going to have a meditative prayer gathering led by our one of our prayer team members, Steve Sheets. All you have to do is drop in, and we're just going to have a meditative prayer for about a half hour downstairs in the meditation room. So either stick around after the first service or come a little early before the second service. All right, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity this morning. This is the point in our service. It's a call to prayer, and if you have anybody in your life that could use some prayer right now, there's sheets of paper in front of you in your pew, and you can write their name down. And I'm being told my mic is doing something weird. Write their name down. You don't have to say what the issue is. We know that the universe knows what they need before we even ask. This is really a practice of aligning with the energy of this higher consciousness that meets the higher consciousness in everyone else, that we can participate in a healing for others. And we're also allowed to write our names on those pieces of paper as well. But we sing this song. They say to sing is to pray twice, just to get it anchored and in this room and leaving the world outside these doors. maybe invite our entertainment club up, and we're going to sing a sing-along. Many of you might know this one. You'll sing along with us, but you'll get to know it, and then we're going to have you join us. We're being led by Ty, my son. This is his big here.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. 'Cause you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you. 'Cause you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 'Cause you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 'Cause you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 That is who you are.
Now I'd like to welcome to our stage today's special musical guest. Come on up. It's been a little while, but you might recognize them. This is John and Amy, who always show up and bring a whole bunch of fun. So let's give it up for John and Amy.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's such a treat to be here for us. We love coming here and singing for you guys and playing. It's always fortuitous because the songs that we bring seem to have a connection to Syntysche's message and what's happening here. And I love that her son was singing with her today. A pretty amazing young man. This song I wrote about my daughter, who's about the same age. And I think a lot of times people and pets and beings come into our life at a certain time to help us grow and for us to walk together with them. So I definitely feel that way about my daughter. There should ever come a day when you wonder if I love you still. Nestle close to me until you feel steady beating of my heart. And if the day should ever come, darkness tries to steal your joyful sway, take my hand and we will waltz away from shadows pulling us apart. For we only have a moment, dear, to walk together in the sun. Because I knew before we started, dear, you would always be the one. So when doubt slips through starry dreams and the blanket fights to keep you bound, wake to me into my quiet sound of my gentle lullaby. We cannot only have the dawn, darkness always follows like the tide, but I will be the shore you rest beside. I will always draw you home. Through starry dreams and the blanket fights to keep you bound, wake to me into the quiet sound of my gentle lullaby. We cannot only have the dawn, darkness always follows like the tide. I will be the shore you rest beside. I will always draw you home. I will be the shore you rest beside. I will always draw you home. Thank you.
She's known as Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity along with her husband Charles Fillmore. But she was born Mary Carolyn Page on August 6, 1845, the seventh of 9 children. As a child, she adopted the name Myrtle and would later reject the teachings of her strict religious parents. Ever since she was a little girl, Myrtle had been sick. At a young age, she contracted tuberculosis. For many years, she believed she was incurably weak and sickly.
I had all the ills of mind and body that I could bear. Medicine and doctors ceased to give me relief, and I was in despair.
That was until Myrtle discovered new spiritual ideas and principles we now call unity. The year was 1886, and Myrtle was in her early 40s. She and her husband Charles attended a lecture by metaphysician Dr. E.B. Weeks of Chicago. Myrtle left the talk with a stronger faith and an understanding of her innate divine potential for healing through affirmative prayer.
It flashed upon me that I might talk to the life in every part of my body and have it do just what I wanted. I began to teach my body and got marvelous results.
Instead of seeing her body as weak, inefficient, and diseased, she began speaking words of strength and power to every part of her body: her liver, stomach, abdomen, limbs, eyes, and heart.
I didn't get discouraged at their being slow to wake up, but kept right on, both silently and aloud, declaring words of truth until they did respond. And neither did I forget to tell them that they were free, unlimited spirit. I told them they were the centers of life and energy, omnipresent.
Myrtle began regularly affirming,
I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness.
By repeating this affirmation, Myrtle believed she was going to get better, and 2 years later, she did. In 1888, she was healed of the tuberculosis condition that had threatened her life. Myrtle remained committed to blessing and encouraging her body with true thoughts and words.
I became very watchful as to what I thought and said. I didn't let any worried or anxious thoughts into my mind. And I stopped speaking gossipy, frivolous, petulant, angry words.
Myrtle was excited by her healing discovery, and so were her family and friends. She began working with others in need of healing. In time, her husband Charles Fillmore began his own practice of prayer and meditation. He began to heal from an ice skating accident he had at age 10. In 1889, inspired by Myrtle's transformation, the Fillmores founded the Unity Movement in Kansas City, Missouri, as a healing ministry based on the power of prayer and the power of thoughts to create reality. In 1890, the couple pioneered a prayer outreach that grew into Silent Unity, the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week prayer ministry that still serves the world today.
I want everybody to know about this beautiful, true law and to use it. It is not a new discovery, but when you use it and get the fruits of health and harmony, it will seem new to you, and you will feel that it is your own discovery.
Her work lives on through Silent Unity and the inspiring manuscripts and personal papers in the Myrtle Fillmore collection at the Unity Library and Archives. The collection is being digitized for online access. To learn more or help support this effort, visit unity.org.
So my talk title today is titled, I Am a Child of God. And those are the words that she heard at a talk by E.B. Weeks, where she was there with 7 other people witnessing this speaker speak, but nobody heard the words, I am a child of God, therefore I do not inherit sickness. But she left with an illumination of this affirmation that she heard and started working it through her entire body. And this is how Unity was born, was because of the miraculous miracle of healing that she did through her own mind and her words through her body, to recognize we're so much more than we know, right? We are miracle workers, and we can bring healing to things that are terminal. And when we really believe that we have that ability, we can change and shift pretty much anything in our life. So in 1886, Myrtle Fillmore's life was forever changed upon hearing those words. Imagine if we believed those words as Myrtle believed them. Picture how our lives in the world would be transformed. Your spirit will be renewed in the truth that you are a child of God, and therefore you do not inherit sickness or any lack of any kind. it attributes to any issues or blocks or limitations that we're facing in our lives, that we can shift it through our consciousness, what we harbor, what we hold. Is it affirmative in a positive way, or is it adding to the discord or the dis-ease, right? When we contemplate this kind of conviction for ourselves and this expected good, when facing seemingly unfavorable conditions, we have aligned with the truth of our being, with the power of our being. If one advances confidently in the direction of their dreams and endeavors to live the life which they have imagined in health, in relationships, and in wealth, they will meet with success the unexpected. Who believes that this is true? And who feels like there's things in your way that you feel like you haven't been able to come up over and are still existing in your life today, though? Yeah, unfortunately. We all have that. That's part of the journey, right? It's bursts of awakening, and then it's descent and growth and going into places that need more healing and need more reverence, need more clarity about why the tribulation has come into our life, because it is there to grow us, but eventually it needs to expand us and move us to this higher consciousness where we recognize that we are the creators of our world. We are the creators of our life. We are the ones that drive it, even though we might complain and say there's people in our way, or we might have a boss, or we might have a parent, or we might have a story, we might have a victim story that we want to share over and over and over again, and we don't realize that we're building on the brokenness within ourselves, because it's like they call it lazy thinking. It's lazy speaking. It's speaking to the ills within our beings because we are still too afraid to recognize how powerful we are. We're not willing to really take into our hearts and minds that we are supernatural. We are ethereal. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We're first spiritual. We're connected to the divine. We're connected to our spirit guides, to angels, to crossed over loved ones. We are being divinely directed all the time to come back to the knowing of thyself, to the knowing and the loving of thyself. In Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Catherine Ponder, she says this: "You've heard it said that nature abhors a vacuum. Basically, the vacuum law of prosperity is this: if you want greater good, greater prosperity in your life, start forming a vacuum to receive it. In other words, get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want." And you might think this is like cleaning out closets and things like that, and that's part of it, actually. It is about that. But it's more about cleaning out consciousness. It's about getting rid of the old limited belief systems and habits that we harbor and hold that are blocking us from our eternal good in expression here, right? So I'm going to take you through some exercises over the next 20 minutes, taking a deep dive within, inquiring and reflecting on what obstacles are blocking your limited good from you. Then I'm going to teach you about denials and affirmations, which is a practice that is part of the 5 basic principles of unity. I'm kind of taking us back to the roots of unity. I don't do that very often, and I kind of do at the beginning of the year, so you get the foundation of what unity is really based on, but then we get to expand into Buddhism and everything else, so sometimes it's good to come back to the core and where it all started. So in order to create a vacuum, we must recognize what we need to heal, forgive, let go of, in order to draw towards us our abundant good. So I'm going to make this statement right here: negative emotions as obstacles. So we have to look at our negative emotions and be willing to look at them, and I'm sure some of us have had that this week with stuff that's going on in this world. And are we holding anger, guilt or bitterness towards the injustices that we're seeing that are happening to our brothers and sisters right now, right? Because they create an energetic barrier in our own lives. Like if we're just stepping into the fear and into the separation that we're seeing being created for the immigrants in this country, and I'm not going to go deep into it, I'm not going to go into political stuff, but if we're joining the anger and the fear, then we're adding to the anger and the fear in the consciousness of all people. Versus taking an opportunity to recognize that we have power energetically, to be so much bigger and so much better, to be more in a prayerful place and just blessing and surrounding these people with light. Seeing them enfolded, seeing them divinely protected, seeing them being in the right place to avoid the people that are trying to take them out of our country, feeling divinely guided and feeling that they're in safety. And when we have an opportunity to be an ally, we step in with what we have in this country, to be the great sister or the brother, to help wherever we're being called, right? So holding on to anger, guilt, or bitterness towards yourself or others can act as an energetic barrier preventing positive outcomes like financial success and overall well-being. So I'm going to ask you to ask yourself where you are harboring any guilt or bitterness towards yourself or anybody else. And just take a minute to visit the inner chambers, as Jesus would say, which is visiting the true self, the spiritual self. Recognizing, are you spending more time in that bitterness and guilt than in your prayerful, spiritual work, practice? Are you taking that extra time to meditate at this time, to be a conduit for this greater love as the universe in action? Right? That's the big calling. We're seeing so much more. It's like you just can't think you could see anything worse, and it just gets worse. The pendulum is just going like this. It's got to go back this way at some point. It just has to, if the universe is honorable. So, what if we're part of the process of pulling that pendulum to the other side? Taking on ourselves to be the best version that God made us to be. We all chose to be here at this time. This is a divine appointment for all of us. And it's hard. This is a tough time, right? And God is still good, and God is still honorable. So, asking ourselves whether there are any areas where we're harboring guilt or bitterness towards ourselves or another. Forgiveness is the answer. And when you think about it, like forgiveness is such a hard one when you are looking upon someone or many people that their actions may not seem that they are in order or in truth or in alignment with being a good person. Can we still forgive those people? Because the forgiveness process is not about them. It's about us. If we're sitting in a state of non-forgiveness, we're actually attacking our own cells, our own blood, our own organs, our own everything. That stuff eats our bodies up, and it takes us out of ease, and it takes us into dis-ease, right? I can honestly say I'm having a hard time around forgiveness right now, but I teach what I need to learn, and that's the best thing you can ever do in life, is to just constantly step into the things that frighten you, that grow you, stretch you. Catherine Ponder writes this: most folks are afraid of the word forgive, thinking that it means they must do something unpleasant and dramatic. But the word simply means to give for, to let go of old ideas, feelings, or conditions, and to give something better in their place. I've discovered that if only one person connected with the problem, it would start the action of forgiveness. All concerned will respond, be blessed, and the solution will come. So it's really a practice of work between us and spirit, us and the universe, us and nature, us and our meditation, right? So we need to bring to mind then and contemplate where there is someone you feel called to forgive today. Or even if the act of forgiveness is one-sided. It never really is, because we're all connected in divine oneness. We're connected through the cosmos. We're connected through vibration, through energy, through consciousness, right? So looking at anybody that we maybe still haven't forgiven in our life, and it might be from a long time ago, and you're still harboring this discord, this ick for this person, and they still have an entity in you, even though they have no idea that they do. It's almost like there's a shadow of someone that really hurt us at one point, right? I have one of those. And I've been continually trying to forgive this person. And I get really close, and then something comes up, and it's like, ooh, that's still in me. That's still there. And I realize it's there in reverence for me to address it. Because it takes the time to be with stuff, being with those areas in ourselves that don't feel so great. And being really authentic in that space, allowing ourselves to feel what we need to feel, to finally come full circle, to allow ourselves to heal it, so that we can release this burden. Because when there's like this non-forgiveness between us and other, even if the other doesn't know it, we're carrying it like a ton of bricks. And it's destroying our peace. It's destroying our life. If it has a life force in us still, right? So is there an area where you need to forgive yourself? Where you might have allowed yourself to be in a situation that you know is not good for you and it hurt you. And you didn't love yourself enough to do what was appropriate in that state of love for yourself. You didn't listen to your intuition. You didn't listen to what the universe was saying is you are worthy of a beautiful life. You are worthy of a beautiful partner. You are worthy of a beautiful career that turns you on and gets you out of bed and you can't wait. You are worthy of having freedom of stress of money. You are worthy to have perfect health in your body. But we may still keep stepping into things that still hurt us because we think we might be helping others, but we're lowering our consciousness to be around energy that no longer suits or serves one. It's growing potential, limitless potential, right? Charles Filmer, who is Myrtle's husband, said, "Do not fear the power that works out things in the invisible." Do not fear the power that works out things in the invisible. When we think of the intellectual person, they tend to intellectually go, well, how is that going to work with the other person when I forgive them and it's one-sided? And they want to figure out how it's going to land over there. We want to, it's none of our business, right? It's none of our business how it lands over there. The process of forgiveness is for us to free ourselves of the bondage, of the limitation, of the lack, of the hurt, of the cut. Just feel that. Do you feel how that feels when you visit it, but then you take that deep breath? Breath. It's everything. So surrendering any animosity to God, along with all your doubts and fears, follow the light that is flooding into your mind. God's power, love, and wisdom are here. For God's kingdom, love's kingdom, is within you. So nothing can hurt you, make you sick or afraid, or take your good away from you. We do that to ourselves. See, we know that the true spirit of Jesus Christ is continuous forgiveness of sin. And we know metaphysically sin means error thinking. If you look at the whole Christian doctrine, if you realize that sin, how much they use that word, it's about error thoughts, limiting thoughts, thinking things that are not of the love and the light. It's thinking of anything other than God the good, centered in that light and goodness. Theoretically, in our idealism, we can sit here and say, oh, how beautiful, oh, how true, but knowing human nature as you do, what is the big hang-up here? What is the big stumbling block in this idea where spirit is willing to forgive, but the human part of ourselves is weak? The key to the dilemma is in the word continuous. What does the word continuous mean? Always, always active. How does human nature almost always feel about this need to forgive someone? And once you decide that you really want to forgive someone, the universe will take over. Because that is a song. That is where the universe, that's where your angels, your spirit guides are going to just move you through that and let you discover the freedom and the limitlessness of letting it go. There's no one to blame, no matter how bad it was. So if you want unlimited consciousness or Christ consciousness, you must do unlimited forgiving. There's no other way. Practice makes perfect. And when you stumble and you realize you haven't forgiven, look at me. I've been on this journey for years, and I have this one person that's been the teacher that keeps on giving. And I forgive this person in a day, and then I don't, right? So it's a journey, right? But they were put in our life to grow us, to calm us, to have us become less reactive, to become from the spiritual realm where it doesn't affect you anymore, right? What if they were willing to come here to be the person that taught you how to forgive? What a selfless thing to do. To be the bad guy. So you really learned how to forgive. So let's now go inward and identify some limiting beliefs. Memories in your life where you were told you were not worthy, or you were made to feel that you were less than perfect. And bring to mind, body and spirit, all the above, where you were told that any of those areas was limited. Bring to mind any negative affirmations placed on you by past teachers, parents, spouses, or bullies that made you feel you weren't good enough, or that you wouldn't make anything of yourself, or that you weren't a perfect child of God. It's okay to feel your feelings in this very authentic way, because everybody's had those cuts. Everybody has a wound of not feeling good enough, except my husband. At one point, I was like, well, I think everybody has a little bit of that's part of the work, the inner work. And he said, I honestly never felt that way. And I just never met anybody that said that. Have you ever met anybody that really doesn't? Is there anybody in this room that never felt that way, that didn't feel like you were enough? You've just always felt like you were enough? Yeah, I don't have one. Oh, wait, Michael Malik did. You know what? God bless you, you lucky son of a gun. Because that is the stuff that takes your good away from you, is not feeling like you're worthy of creating all this wonder that's within us, that God put all these dreams and all this wonderful sparks of interest and the things that we're passionate about and all these things. But if we don't feel good about ourselves, we're never going to step into a life of beauty and abundance, clarity and unfoldment. You as God, you as Christ consciousness, you as the Buddha nature, where you feel free and you're not anxious and don't have panic and you sleep perfectly through the night and everything's okay. So we allow ourselves to fully experience any negative emotions related to past situations that might be hindering your progress. It's okay to feel your feelings in their most authentic and real form by avoiding the feeling of challenges you've faced. We store them in the subconscious mind and give them no outlet to be released. So when we don't feel the actual feelings and do the work, the inner work, to face the challenges of those hard feelings, we store them in our subconscious mind. And what does that mean then? When we store in the subconscious mind, it means that this is what's driving your life, right? In the law of attraction or abundance thinking or any prosperity work, it's what we look upon, it's what we say, it's what we feel out to the universe that meets us tenfold. And it's an honorable universe, and this is a law, and it actually works. But if subconsciously you feel broken, or you feel like you can't do something, or you are fear drives you over love, and then the subconscious, no matter how positive you say it out loud, it's in the true part of you that manifests for you. That's why we have to feel the discord and learn to love her or him, yourself. to learn to love these aspects of you that are broken and recognize that those beautiful pieces are a part of you. And they've grown you, and they've deepened you, and they've made you more compassionate, and they've made you more empathic, and they've made you more intuitive, and they've made you more psychic, and they've made you more available to be the conduit for this kind of love for yourself and this world. So we have to feel it. And the key reasons why facing your problem is important. Suppressing emotions can lead to increased stress and anxiety, while acknowledging and expressing your feelings can help release, build up tension, and provide emotional relief. So I took you into some places to forgive, places for us to recognize where there's limited belief systems. And now I'm going to play this song, and we're just going to let it just kind of leave our body now, because then we're going to do the work of building into the affirmative and going to the affirmative nature of sides where we now can let this go, let the things that we've forgiven. And I'm going to ask Cassie to turn it on, please. We sing this song every Sunday, but this is a friend of mine. He's a minister in Texas. Just let his voice, just release it through our bodies. If you want to stand up and just, let's get all this energy off of us. This has been a week, right? Just shake it out of your body. Let's get this body to be released of the stress of this world. And recognize the power that you are. And we're going to sing with him in a second. Release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. I want to hear you. I can't hear you. Struggle, no more strife. I see the light. Free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. Release, let go. Let the Spirit. I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Nice. All right, and we got to move quick. Here we go. I need the next slide, and I'm going to have us read this together. This is the fourth principle of the 5 basic principles in unity. It says this, and let's read it together. Through prayer and meditation, we align our heart-mind with God. Denials and affirmations are tools we use. Denials and affirmations are tools we use. So I'm going to explain what a denial is. The function of a denial is to disintegrate materiality and wash it away. We must be willing to deny that our sins, which we know means error and shortcomings, have reality. Truth is not substance for us until we make room for it in the very character of our mind and body. So this is when we take on sickness and we hear a diagnosis that it's a sickness, and then we keep repeating the sickness that we have. We're just adding on to it, and we're actually building in that illness. Right? But what we're doing is we're not going to take it on into our body. This is no longer our story. This lack of abundance, this lack of relationship, this lack of whatever we're talking about, we don't take it on anymore. We don't put it into the materiality. We are literally not going to allow it anymore, right? Truth is not substance for us until we make room for it in the very character of our own mind and body. The first step is to unload, to let go, to give up. This is termed denial. If we were just beginning to build a new body, had new material, and understood how to build the construction of a perfect body, it would be easy. However, we have erected our body without understanding, so we find that it is faulty in appearance. The plan for the body is held in divine mind as a perfect body idea. It comes from here. So this is where you put the prosperous thoughts. This is where you put the healing thoughts for your marriage. This is where you put your attention. You put the thought of wholeness, and don't allow the limitation within the consciousness of one's mind. The plan for the body is held in divine mind as a perfect body idea. Though ignorance, we have failed to build according to the divine plan. So it becomes necessary to reconstruct. So we have to reconstruct. Right? So we're denying the appearance of the illness. We're denying that that's even a possibility for us because we've been told we've been made in the image and likeness of God. We are perfect. Nothing can hurt us, make us afraid. We are perfect here and now and have the ability to change and transform absolutely everything that's going wrong in our lives today, every minute of every day. So I'm just reminding the unity good stuff. Here we go. By denials, remove our faulty mental and physical construction. And by affirmations, we build anew so that the outer appearance of the mind, body, and spirit is like the new mental picture we are holding. Okay? This is really about prosperity consciousness. I mean, this is really a prosperity reality. But it's about everything. It's just, what is prosperity? Prosperity is wholeness in all the areas of our life, really. So, when we realize that by denials, we remove our faulty mental and physical construction, and by affirmations, we build anew, so that the outer appearance of the mind, body, and spirit is like the new mental picture we are holding. So now we affirm this. Little by little, under the guidance of spirit, we can tear down, deny the appearance of the illness, deny the loneliness, deny the appearance of not having enough money, enough time, enough love, and then affirm again until the whole structure is in accord with the divine plan. It's very simple, but it takes, like, when we watched this video on Myrtle Fillmore, did you see how many years it took her to work through every organ to bring her back to homeostasis and balance? It was her full-time life was to heal. And then she became like a Mother Teresa for unity, because Silent Unity was built, and it's one of the biggest prayer places in this world, because she proved that it works. That prayer works. And then we can pray for ourselves, and we can talk our bodies into wholeness from disaster. We can talk our lives into abundance from poverty. So let's bring up negative emotions and obstacles. That was one of the first ones that I brought up. And you guys were discussing it. We were talking about it. So this is the affirmation. So you deny the fact that there's negative emotions as obstacles. And then we affirm, I release, lose, let go, and let God. So that's you use those words. Whenever you see yourself coming up with this negative emotion where you want to yell at somebody or flip somebody off in your car, and you know that this isn't really the best way to be going about life, this negative emotion, or you're just turning it in on yourself and you're just seething inside all the time, you release it. It's like, I deny that this is a part of my experience anymore. I simply will not feel this way anymore, and then I'm going to affirm, I release myself, I lose, I let go, and I give it to you, God, because I trust that I don't need to be walking around in this, right? And then the next one is forgiveness. Who did you bring up today? Who are you ready to forgive today? Denying, little by little, under the guidance of spirit, we can tear down and deny the appearance of our non-forgiveness towards someone or towards ourselves. So, denying that there is no issue there anymore. You're denying that you're not forgiving this person. You know that you are, and then we hold it. And affirm, God's forgiving love has set us free. I don't have to figure out how it works on this other side. I'm just forgiving. I'm just choosing to be in the alignment of forgiving, and I'm affirming that God's forgiving love has set us free. Divine love now produces perfect results, and all is again well between us. I behold you with the eyes of love, and I glory in your success, prosperity, and complete good. It is good to declare for yourself, I am forgiven and governed by God's love alone. And then all is well. Let's take a deep breath with that. Whew. God is good. The universe is good. It's honorable. Okay, inner work is key, identifying limiting beliefs. So let's come up with those limiting beliefs you came up with earlier. And we're going to deny those limiting beliefs. Those have been not useful to you. So little by little, we disintegrate the limited belief and wash it away. We must be willing to deny that our error thoughts and shortcomings have reality. Deny that these limited experiences, limited beliefs, limited actions towards others and ourselves have any power over us anymore. And then we're going to affirm, I am spiritually free and embrace my full potential, and I am open to limitless possibilities. I am stepping into my power. I am capable of achieving anything, and I am worthy of success and abundance because I am a perfect child of God. Thank you.
Well, we have received a really beautiful talk that gives us tools to transform our lives. Let's keep those tools in mind and put them to work. And right now, I'm inviting all of you that are watching this online to make yourselves a part of the teachings that take place here at Unity of Boulder by supporting it. Don't just walk away from your screen and say, well, I just watched another show on television. You're watching life-transforming truths being expressed here, and people are taking them in and changing their lives. And you can change yours, and you can really help other people do it by donating to Unity of Boulder. So we have all the different ways you can donate. You can find it on your screen or go to our website. I invite you to do so and make yourself a part of Unity of Boulder. And everyone here can bring into their hands, into their hearts, the gift they'd like to make to Unity. And let's bless this gift with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. Now we have our guests performers sharing their music with us once again.
My heart is so full now. Man. Talk about being in the right place at the right time to hear that. This song has a little bit of audience participation, so if you can sing along with us on the chorus, you'll hear it a few times, so it'll become familiar. But this song I wrote about my mom after she had crossed over to the other side. I met someone who had dreams that this person was turned into a bird and helped spirits cross over to the other side. And that stuck with me, and I was really grateful to hear that. So that's what this song is about. If you know someone who has crossed over or is going to cross over, we're all going to cross over someday. So this is just about the help that we get in that transition. Come with me, we'll soar the water through the tall trees to the bright shining land where spirit roams free. Come show me the way like a bird on the wing. I have worked and have struggled for many long years. I have loved a great love and cried the sweet tears, but I'm ready to travel. Death holds no fear. I have loved ones there waiting. I can see them so clear. Come with me. tall trees to the bright shining land where spirit roams free. Come show me the way like a bird on the wing. We try to remember, we try to hold on to the cares and the worries that follow the dawn. But now daylight is fading like a faraway song. I am rising above, letting go of it all. Come with me, sing with me, come with me, we'll soar o'er the water, through the tall trees, to the bright shining land, where spirit roams free. Come show me the way, like a bird on the wing. Come with me, come with me, we'll soar o'er the water, through the tall trees, to the bright shining land, where spirit roams free. Come show me the way, like a bird on the wing. Come show me the way, like a bird on the wing. Thank you.
What a beautiful song. Oh my gosh. Incredible. Like that's like channeled material, gorgeous. That was really special. Thank you, John and Amy. We want to let you know that we have prayer partners available to you. If you're facing a challenge today, you can just stay seated in your seat, and one of these beautiful people over here will come and pray with you, or take you down to our meditation room and pray with you down there. After this service, I'm holding a 1-hour prosperity gathering. We started it 2 weeks ago, and we're going to be completing it, but if you weren't there 2 weeks ago, you're welcome to join us. Just free. We'll be back here just working out some commitments to ourselves to give ourselves greater and greater abundance and light in all the areas of our lives. And we have the open source young adults group for 18 to 25-year-olds, and that starts at 12:30 in the conference room today. And we're hoping to really build this beautiful group of young people and let them really discover this spiritual work so that they can go in this world and feel this vastness of the power that lives within them, so that we don't be worried when they leave our house. They have this conviction of this knowing, of this yumminess, of this love. Do you have anything, Mom or Dad?
No, I'm speechless.
All right, let's stand and sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Here we go.
for God. No more struggle, no more strife with my faith. Christ in the Lord. I'm free. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
We have refreshments and coffee and a gathering over there to meet new people, and I'll see you in the back of the sanctuary if you want to come and play for an hour.